Hey everyone, it's Jill here. It's Wednesday and my pest control guy came just when I was about to start my live. So I had him come in before because he has several times in the past walked through my lives. He's super sweet, but it's a little bit distracting and the dogs start to bark too. So anyways, welcome. If today is your first live Q&A with me in my Empowered Fitness community for women over 40 who want to get energized, confident, and strong, this is where I answer a lot of your questions about fitness, nutrition, menopause, weight loss, all the things. But if you want personalized help, if you want me to help you with what's next, answer your questions, do a deep dive with you into what you're doing for fitness, nutrition, what's holding you back, I am absolutely willing to spend 45 minutes with you for free. All you got to do is use the link in the post to sign up for a time that's available. It's an incredible opportunity. I love doing these. They energize me. I find them so exciting. And those who hop on a call find them super, super helpful. If at the end of the call we feel like it's a good fit and I have a solution that you think is a good fit, then we can talk about options for moving forward. So go ahead and schedule a time. And then the other thing that I asked is if you do feel like my free menopause Bible would be of help to you, if you mentioned anything about struggling with menopause, not knowing what to do, if that's what you think the cause of your weight gain is, then just ask me below, comment menopause, and I will send you the free menopause Bible that I created, and also information on my menopausal metabolism reboot, which has been a super helpful program for so many women who have struggled with finding what is going to work in this time frame of life. Okay. It's a great 35-day Kickstarter plan to get you going, to get you fixing what's wrong right now, and to get your metabolism rebooted. Okay. So what I do on these calls is I go through some of the newer people who've joined our group and figure out what's holding you all back, so that we can continue to create things that will help you moving forward. I have two big things coming up, which you'll see more information on soon, and it's all based on this feedback and these calls. And so the first thing coming up is I am currently creating a brand new webinar for the things that I keep hearing are holding you back, or the big things that y'all are doing that are actually hindering your progress. And so we need to make sure you understand that, all the ladies understand that you have got to stop doing these 5 or so things that are keeping you from getting results. And so I'm putting them in one amazing free webinar, and I will put out information. It'll be on October 2nd, and you will all be welcome to join. I will put out information to sign up so that you have the link to join when it's live. Okay. And even if you can't make it on live, then you'll get the recording sent to your email afterwards. Okay. So, that's one thing. The second thing that I've created is I am almost done filming is a brand new fitness program that is literally only 10 minutes a day and still super effective for toning your muscles, for building muscle, and for seeing some amazing change and finding consistency when it's tough. And when am I rolling that out? Right after Thanksgiving. I'm pairing it with a 3-week meal plan that is going to slim you down along with tone you up in just 10 minutes a day and be super effective for you to feel less bloat, more energy, not get sick during the holiday season when you're between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so that you feel your most confident in all of your outfits and all of the pictures and not get sick at that time of year. Okay, so I can't wait to roll that out. In the meantime, let's get started and answer some questions. First thing I want to do, I always do this at the beginning, is I'm going to go through and just list off a bunch of you and what you all are saying is holding you back. And if you want to comment below, tell me what you think is holding you back. Let me know if there's something that I haven't said that is really stopping you from getting started. Okay. And here we have Gina, who says she starts and stops and starts and stops. And so that is never going to get you results if you keep stopping. And that's why I think if you can get in the habit of doing these 10-minute workouts, and, let's say you're supposed to do a 30-minute workout, but you can only get in 10, at least get in the 10 and make it super effective so that you don't keep starting and stopping, okay? And sometimes we start and stop when our plan is not reasonable. It's not something that we can sustain. It's not sustainable. So we want to make sure we have a sustainable plan in each season of our life and that we're keeping it fresh, okay? Michelle says time is holding her back. So Michelle, you will love my new 10-minute tone-up workout program. Vicky says consistency. You see the theme. This is why we need to do nice short workouts that we can do with busy schedules and stay consistent with, because it's not moving mountains. It's climbing these tiny little hills every day and doing the small things consistently that get you results, not doing massive things for a tiny bit of time. Okay. Hiromi says, at 61, I cannot attack fitness doing the old school 3-on-3 off body part workouts anymore. 3-on, 3 off. Now I get it. Body part workouts anymore. I'm not sure what that means. 3-on, 3 off. I don't think I couldn't stand taking 3 days off in a row. I don't know what to do. And then I quit and I don't do anything. That is going to hold you back. So we need a new plan. Okay. So obviously the old thing's not working anymore. Tiffany says she herself and I are holding her back. Bridget says consistency. Dar says always tired. So that's another reason why we don't want to be doing like 2-hour-long workouts. That's exhausting. So how about we do something that is not going to zap our energy, but will still move us forward. Sari says get motivated. She can't get motivated. You know, I do a motivation call every single Monday live in here. Go binge watch those. Sorry. Sarah says exhaustion is holding her back. So we need to figure out what's causing your exhaustion, Sarah. And it could be a number of things. We want to look into those and figure out what it is for you. June says time, motivation, and lack of support. Wow, I will give you all of those, June. We have very supportive community. My Empowered Fitness Mastery program, we welcomed Dana just the other day, and the ladies were so excited. It's funny, I have a few from Wisconsin, and they're like, where are you from? She's like, oh, I'm from Wisconsin. They were like, oh my God, yay. So that was funny. So we have a lot of support in there. Motivation, I think it's so important that we stay motivated by getting new results, by having people around us who are highly motivated and excited about the journey. And of course, time is something that I've always taken into consideration, keeping all of my programs about 30 minutes or under. I have one program, which is an advanced program that might take you 35 to 45 when you're getting started, because there's a little learning curve, but by then you're going to want more time to work out, because like me time, right? And you'll be making more time for yourself at that point. Okay. Connolly says consistency and motivation. Trinell also says motivation. Amy says figuring out what works best for her body. She's having a hard time with that. I'd love to dig into that. That's one of my favorite things, is doing that puzzle. Shauna says confidence is holding her back. Debbie says lack of motivation. And Sherry says knowing what to eat and how much is really holding her back. That's really important. And that's something that I have calculations that I can teach you as to how to understand how much to eat. And then we want to give you the education on what foods to focus on and in what proportions, at what time of day. There's so many ways to do it. And I think it's important to learn different ways so you can figure out what's a system, or what I call a framework, that's going to work for you in the long run and feel just natural to you. It's going to be different for everybody. Okay. Let's get into some individual questions. I love this question from Gina. She wants to know, does intermittent fasting work? And if you've ever done intermittent fasting, you can comment below and tell me what you think. I personally would consider my intermittent fasting me stopping food at 9 at night and starting it at 9 in the morning because that's my natural time. And that's a 12-hour, fast, right? And so I think that that's what we do naturally. I hope you're not getting up in the middle of the night eating. But when it comes to some of these traditional intermittent fasting things, we've seen people try to cut their window of eating time. That's what you do in intermittent fasting, is cutting it down to maybe 10, 8, even 4 hours of eating. So that's trying to shove all of your nutrition in the day into this tiny little window. And what people find is that you can't really eat thousands and thousands of calories in one sitting, or that's not very healthy to do that. It would be really hard to do that with healthy food, right? Can you imagine trying to eat like 1,000 calories worth of broccoli? Like, that's exhausting. And so what we find is that, number one, if you're really cutting that window down small, you're not going to get a lot of calories. So it's kind of like you're starving yourself, and you're starving yourself of all the nutrients your body needs. You're also putting all the things that give you energy in one, small amount of time, which our body can struggle to digest all of that, convert it to energy, and save that energy for when you need it. So my main concern is, are you getting all the nutrients in the day if you have a shorter window of time? I teach intermittent fasting in a very, very healthy way that checks the boxes of, you can have this window and I'd rather you not go lower than 10 hours, of eating period, but are you checking the boxes of all the things? Are you comfortable? And one big concern is that you'll learn, anybody who's done my menopausal metabolism reboot, that my friend Kira actually says no intermittent fasting for women. It's a very bad idea, especially women over 40, because it really messes with your blood sugar regulation. And the longer you go without food, the lower your blood sugar drops. And then if you suddenly eat a ton of sugar, then you are going to see a massive cortisol spike, which tends to mean fat in the belly just pulls up and holds on tight. So so she discourages intermittent fasting for women. Will you see quick results? Yes. Are they going to be sustainable? Probably not. If somebody invites you to go out to dinner at 7:00, are you going to say no? So there's a lot of things, right? So it depends on what your goals are. It depends if it works for you, and it depends on how you do it. That's my answer, Gina. Okay, Michelle wants to know, why am I gaining a belly? And so, Michelle, most likely you are over 40. And so it's possible, number one, that your nutrition is out of balance, that you're eating too many calories, that you're not getting the proper exercise with regards to how many calories you're eating. It's possible that you live a very stressed out life, and that's causing cortisol to release in your body, which will concentrate the fat in the belly. Or you are struggling with blood sugar regulation. And that's why, number one, drop menopause below, and I'll send you my free menopause Bible and information on my menopausal metabolism reboot. That is going to help you with that belly. Number two is, sometimes women who are doing, let's say you want like defined toned belly, a lot of women are actually doing a lot of crunches, which, if you think about it, when you're contracting, you're doing crunches, if you're not doing it properly, you just keep pushing your belly out, your abs out, and that can cause a distended look, meaning you look pregnant. And if you have a layer of fat on top of that, then it's going to look even worse. So, and it could also be bloating, right? And that's something we want to pay attention to. Women at this stage in life do have more food sensitivities, and so there are a lot of foods that can bloat you. So I would say, test and try and see what seems to make you feel uncomfortable, and stay away from those foods. I was happy the other day. I did get Brussels sprouts for the first time in a long time, because they had been bothering me a lot. But I've been eating a lot more what we call cruciferous vegetables, which can be the ones that bloat: the cabbage, the broccoli, the cauliflower, the Brussels sprouts. And I introduced a lot more of those into my diet. And so now when I go to a restaurant and I order Brussels sprouts, I get less discomfort, which is very interesting, because for a while I was passing on them even though I love them. So you have to test for yourself and see what you can tolerate and what you can't. Okay. Vicky wants to know, how do I stay motivated? She's also struggling with consistency. So results come from consistency. And when you keep getting results, you stay highly motivated. Also, getting quick results is something that helps with motivation. So for those of you who you absolutely need a quick result, like ASAP, to make you feel good, you got to do my 5-day Kickstart Cleanse. And I posted about it earlier. You can get your first one for just $17. I have 4 of them. I usually charge $47 per menu, but if you want to start with one to get a quick win, I would give you all a win. For the $17, get one of my 5-day Kickstart cleanses and you will lose 5 to 10 pounds in the next 5 days. Dana, who I told you just signed up with me over the weekend, she signed up Saturday, and she and her husband, I think they went shopping on Sunday, and they already lost almost 4 pounds each. And it's only Wednesday, so they've been doing this for like 2 or 3 days. And so I would say, let's get you excited and motivated and get you some new workouts and get you a plan. It's very motivating when you have a plan, you know what you're doing. And let's have a conversation. Let's have a call and get you pumped up. Usually when I have a call with somebody, they're like, all right, yes, let's go. It's go time. And I feel the same way when I start something new. I get very excited. So I also try to keep things very new and fresh for my clients, where we are doing new things every 3 to 4 weeks. So that's going to be a big key to staying motivated too. And new results. Keep getting new results. Okay. Hiromi wants to know, what is the right nutrition for women post-menopause? Same thing, menopausal metabolism reboot. It acknowledges that there are stages of this menopausal transition, and what is good for perimenopause or even premenopause is good for postmenopause. So let's get you the menopausal metabolism reboot and the menopause Bible. Just comment menopause below, okay? All right, Tiffany wants to know how to keep the weight off. So that's really interesting too. Sometimes it's really easy to lose weight when we have a lot of weight to lose. But then as we get closer and closer to our goal, it gets tougher to lose weight. And then sometimes once you reach your goal, that is the hardest place to stay. And so what's important is that you understand maintenance, right? You can understand what it takes to lose weight. A lot of us don't. But maintenance is a phase in itself that you have to start learning and understanding. And that's what I want to empower my clients to do, is number 1, lose the weight. Number 2, maintain, so that I don't have to be your coach forever. Okay, I want to teach you, empower you, and let you do this so you can do this for the long haul. Okay, so part of keeping the weight off is having that strategy on your belt and having tools, different tools that keep you engaged and excited about the journey. Okay, Tiffany, let's chat. Bridget, how to regulate hormones with food and exercise. I'm going to tell you this. Stress. Don't cause yourself undue stress with your nutrition, right? Eating a lot of the wrong foods, eating a lot of foods out of proportion, right? So let's say everyone tells me avocados are so good for you and nuts are so good for you. Well, not if you are eating so much of them that it causes excess fat storage in your body. Then your body is going to get stressed out. It's going to store the fat. So even healthy foods have to be in the right quantities. You have to have the right foods at the right time of day when you're talking about hormones to keep your blood sugar regulated. Some of the foods that have always been really great for you, if you're struggling with blood sugar regulation, you have to manage them. You have to understand what are the foods that are going to help and hurt you at this time. So that's food. Also, eating too little, eating too much, eating not enough carbs, not eating carbs, all those things. You have to get it in check, which is what you'll learn through my Menopause Bible and my Menopausal Metabolism Reboot. Drop the word menopause below. Exercise, same thing. If you learned in your 20s and your 30s, that's what I used to teach, is HIIT, high intensity interval training. If you learned that that was what was going to take the most fat off, that was true in your 20s and your 30s. it may not work for you anymore if you are somebody who struggles with your body getting really stressed out with high intensity workouts. Now for me, it may not be true. I don't focus on high intensity. Now I focus on low intensity, steady state cardio and heavy lifting, but in shorter intervals. These different exercise methods are important. Not only that, it's more important for you to get more rest and recovery than you needed in your 20s and 30s. So again, you can regulate your hormones through your gut and through your exercise, and it's really important that you get the right combo and that you're understanding and knowing what you're doing for a period of time to see how that affects you. And then you're tweaking along the way. Just make sure my puppy is not eating a chair. No, he's not. Not today. That was yesterday. Okay. Let's see. There's another question. We got a few minutes left. Sarah wants to know, how do you deal with menopausal weight gain? Do my menopausal metabolism reboot. So we start with shaking up the system and doing something that is a tried and true tool for quick weight loss, quick bloat loss, so that we get really excited, and that is the 5-day Kickstart Cleanse. Now, I do have a different 5-day Kickstart Cleanse that's included in the Menopausal Metabolism Reboot. So that would be really cool if you got the one for $17, that's Plan C, and then you got the Menopausal Reboot that includes Plan A. Then you have 2 amazing menus that are going to get you back in regulation anytime you're struggling to help you lose 5 to 10 pounds in 5 days. How do you deal with menopausal weight gain? You've got to get that nutrition in order. You've got to start building strong, lean muscle to elevate your metabolism, because it is slowing because you are losing muscle and you are losing bone mass. And you've got to up the intensity of your strength training and be very careful with cardio, stressful activities, and make sure that you are getting enough rest and relaxation and recovery, okay? Especially, Sarah, if you're exhausted, something's out of whack. We got to make sure you're sleeping too. That's going to be a big thing. If you want to be energized and healthy, all these things, they're all wrapped into like one solution, Sarah. We just got to get you on it, okay? June says, how do I fix myself in menopause? See Sarah. Everything I just said to Sarah is going to be the same for you, June. And I know you're struggling with time and lack of support. And so I think if a lot of you joined the Menopausal Reboot together and started it, let's say next Monday, right, to get going, I think you would find that you'd have the support, you'd have the tools, and you'd get the motivation there. And then the time is only going to be about 20 minutes a day in terms of workouts if you add on my Fit and Fast program to the Menopausal Reboot. Perfect, right? Okay, Connolly, how do I maintain motivation? Switch it up. Do things that are fun. Don't do things that you don't like doing. Get results. Keep getting results. Keep in touch with your coach who's going to keep your spirits high, okay? Be in a community of people who think like you and want the same things as you. Those are my big motivation things. And have a plan, right? Always have a plan. Every time I'm on one of these things, I always have a plan. Here's September plan. Here's today plan. On my counter, I have the week plan, right? For my nutrition, at least. Always have a plan. It's much more motivating when you know what you're doing and what you need to do. And like, I need to go do my workout right now. Okay, let's answer the last of these questions on the sheet though. What is the best food that I should eat for my body? Variety, non-processed, balance, foods that make you feel good, and in the right amounts that get you to the body that you want, right? And so that'll be determined by how much you weigh, what you're doing for exercise, what your goal is, all those things. Amy, let's do a call so we can figure that out together, what you need, okay? Shauna, how to keep the weight off. Oh, we went over that earlier. Debbie, what is a good way to stay motivated? We went over that earlier too. We've got a lot of common themes today. And the last one, Sherry, why can't I lose weight even when I try? Are my hormones out of balance? That's another thing in the menopausal metabolism reboot. So my friend Monica is known as the hormone detective, and she did a special bonus workshop for our menopausal metabolism reboot. And she and I talked a bunch, and she talked a bunch, and she has a quiz that I included in the menopausal metabolism reboot that you can take to see if your hormones are out of balance. So that's really good. And then she addresses foods, and I address nutrition and fitness and how to get back in line. It's interesting too, because a lot of people will say, you know, I'm doing all the right things, but the weight's not coming off, or I eat healthy and I'm not losing weight. And that is one of the points in my upcoming webinar is eating healthy does not equate to losing weight. Having a weight loss plan equates to losing weight. So those are different things. We can eat, like I said, cashews and avocados are super healthy. If you eat more than your allotted amount in a day, you're going to gain weight because it's a lot of fat and a lot of calories, right? So maybe, Sherry, we just need a little bit of education, which is what you were asking about on what exactly the right plan is for you to get you to your goals. And I will tell you, I banged my head against some walls for a very long time, not knowing why I couldn't achieve my goals. I used to go every day on that Stairmaster for like an hour, hour and a half, and I couldn't lose any weight. And I would go home and I would even watch The Biggest Loser while I was eating my ice cream at 10 o'clock at night after I was at work all day and then grad school. And I couldn't understand why I wasn't losing weight. And it made a lot of sense once I got a coach and they made me see like the way and the right way. And so I think that if you can just hop on board with me or another coach and get a plan that is tried and true, then you don't have to like bang your head against the wall anymore thinking you're doing the right things when maybe you're doing the exact opposite of what the right things are. Okay? I hope this was helpful today. Let me know if you learned anything and use the link to set up your game plan call. It's free. It's on me. I'm excited to get to know you and I can't wait. All right. Bye.